What? Come and get me. You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
There are many out there who believe that being a child star in the world of Hollywood, whether it be an actor, a singer, a dancer, musician, or something in between, is the best thing that could happen to them, that nothing would be better, and that their lives would be set because of it. And while that would be true in certain cases, it's not a guarantee. Many child stars aren't able to recapture their glory days in regards to their early onsets with fame, and others full-on crash and burn. So allow us to show you 9 child stars who grew up too fast. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 9. Cole and Dylan Sprouse. This one is interesting on various levels because at one point in time, the Sprouse twins of Cole and Dylan were some of the biggest stars on the Disney Channel. They were the anchors of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and The Sweet Life on Deck. They were even the spokesman for Danimals. But then, after their contracts with Disney were up, they went and stopped acting altogether and then finished college. A worthy thing to do, no doubt. However, both brothers could have stayed away forever, but Dylan re-emerged in shocking fashion as Jughead on the CW's Dark Take of Riverdale. And not only was he acting very un-Disney, you almost have to wonder if he took that role to get out of the Disney stigma given some of the things that Jughead does in the show. Cole, well, he was slower to get into acting again, but like his brother, he did some more mature roles once he got back in. So these adorable brothers have very much shed their skin, and they're not the only Disney stars to do that. Number 8. Bella Thorne. Bella Thorne started off her career on Disney Channel and stayed with them for a few years, but then she started to do a bit more risky roles despite her age. Now though, she's in her 20s and she made a jump that no one saw coming, to OnlyFans. If you don't know what that is, it's a fan subscription service that certain kinds of celebrities use to do content that won't be filtered. Meaning you can do a 100% X-rated content on the service and people know that they're paying for that. This has made the site a top-rated place for members of the adult film industry and the fans who want to see them, if you get our drift. Which is why it basically broke the internet that Bella Thorne did it and made $2 million in just 1 week. It got so crazy that OnlyFans had to put new limitations on tips because people were literally throwing it at her on the site. Though Disney stars have caused scandals in the past and made you wonder, how are they a Disney kid and act like this? This was on another level entirely. Number 7. Freddie Highmore. Let's talk a much more refined kind of growing up too fast in regards to Freddie Highmore. If you look at him right now, you probably wouldn't recognize him. But he is the guy from films such as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, August Rush, and more. His childlike looks got him many movies because he fit a certain mold. But then he grew up and looks like a completely different person, as well as taking a very different kind of role via Dr. Sean Murphy on The Good Doctor. Freddie plays Murphy, who has autism, yet also has savant syndrome. He's done so well in the role that he's been nominated multiple times for things like Golden Globes, and The Good Doctor is hailed as one of the best TV shows out there right now. So as you can see, there is a good way to grow up too fast because they go and exceed any expectations that were put in front of them. Sadly though, this doesn't happen all the time. Number 6. Lindsay Lohan. Easily one of the more tragic cases of growing up too fast, Lindsay Lohan at one time seemed destined to go and be one of the biggest stars, both of her childhood years, teen years, and then even grown-up years. She wowed many with her films like the Parent Trap reboot, Herbie Fully Loaded, and now the iconic Mean Girls. But as you all know, her fame didn't last in regards to her being praised. The pressures of being a star got to her, and she started to suffer some serious substance abuse issues. She went in and out of rehab multiple times, and though she did get better, it wasn't enough to save her from being mocked in Hollywood. She even did commercials mocking her condition. Again, she has gotten better, and she's focused more now on the business side of life than the Hollywood side, showing that she has matured in certain ways. But the fact that she went from big star to mental wreck in virtually no time flat shows just how dangerous it can be to become a child star if your support system isn't strong. Number 5. Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe is and always will be Harry Potter. The film franchise is easily one of the most successful ever made, and it helps set the tone for a generation of readers and movie viewers for all of the right reasons. Yet after the filming was done, Daniel was an adult, and life came at him fast and hard. He too started to suffer not just from mental issues like depression and anxiety, but suffering from drinking too much and more. which led to rather horrifying pictures of him all stressed out and drunk and making many wonder, is that really Harry Potter? Sadly it was, and it raised many questions about the state of child stars. And if you actually look at the Harry Potter trinity, Radcliffe is the one who hasn't been doing a lot recently. He even admitted recently that he hated his acting in Harry Potter, which no doubt puts further mental pressure on himself. He's still the boy who lived, but he's not the boy who's lived well. Number 4, Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes is yet another tragedy in the child star world, and one could argue that her fall from grace was just as much as other people's fault as it was her own. Because when she was on Nickelodeon shows like All That and The Amanda Show, she was a true star. She had a variety of comedic skills and brought laughter to many people. That is why she was the star of Nickelodeon for such a long time. She was that good. And early into her adult career, she was doing big shows like the Hairspray movie. But after that, she went through some serious mental issues, including eventually being diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which then led to her making terrible decisions and basically ruining her career. It got so bad that her parents had to be given guardianship over her, not unlike what happened to Britney Spears, in order to protect her from further bad choices. Also, think about this. Have you heard anything about Amanda Bynes in recent months? Exactly. Number 3, Zac Efron. Zac Efron made his mark in a big way via the High School Musical franchise, including helping make history by having the franchise go from the TV screen to the big screen for its third film and doing really well at the box office. Many wondered what Zac would then do after that. After all, he was a heartthrob in the minds of many, and it seemed he could go and be a pretty big star in Hollywood should he play his cards right. But he went pretty adult pretty quick. Granted, he did do some very serious roles to start, like Charlie St. Cloud, but eventually he did movies like Neighbors and the modern remake of Baywatch, which was anything but G-rated. And while he's had roles here and there, his rush to go and do more mature parts in R-rated things may have hurt him more than it helped him. Many think he needs to get his head in the game, right? Number 2, Justin Bieber. You knew this one was coming, don't even deny it, because Justin Bieber literally went from a young teen that most of the world loved, mostly with the female population, to an adult that basically most people hate, again outside of the female population. Justin Bieber earned his fame via his music and dancing skills, and once he got that fame and power, he basically abused it and annoyed everyone. There was even a petition that was made and signed by a lot of people to deport him back to Canada. And this says nothing of how he has treated various people in his life, including his longtime ex in Selena Gomez and his current wife in Haley. In short, maturity hit Justin like a ton of bricks, and one has to wonder whether he'll ever really recover. Number 1, Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith is the son of Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, and because of his superstar parents, it seemed like he was destined for greatness, especially after films like The Pursuit of Happiness and the Karate Kid remake with Jackie Chan. But when his movie started to backfire on him, things went south. He started to act out, dress very differently, and much more. And when many cried out for his parents to straighten him out, they noted that they're very open to how they let their kids do things. Jaden is someone who constantly makes people scratch their heads in terms of what he does, which is really kind of the point of this video. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at child stars that went from cute and adorable to, wow, I don't even recognize them anymore? Do you see how some of these stars prove that they're not exactly the role models that many should have for wanting to be a child star in Hollywood? Which of them do you feel has done the best job post-child fame? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.